Hey friends, alright, I'm sorry about the audio. I just wanted to make this video because I have a 2015 JKU and I got the Smittybilt Xrc Gen2. Well, no, some people just call it Xrc Gen2, which is the second model of the first one. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. There is only 2 videos on YouTube about this, how to install this. There is one big website. It's called Extreme Terrain, and Brian is the who managed this channel on YouTube, and he actually shows a video on how to do the installation on the Xrc Smittybilt Gen2. But there is nothing step-by-step video or clear instructions on this. I contact the Smittybilt technical support, and they were giving me an advice on how to do these things, but it's not enough instructions, or it's nothing compared to what I'm going to show you right now, because I'm going to show you what to do step by step and in real life. There is one video on YouTube, a guy in New York from Brooklyn, is called Mud Trail. That's his name. That's his channel, right? Mud Trail. Check that out. He's got 137 subscribers. I'm one of them. Okay, and this guy actually has a video, part 1 and part 2, on how to do the installation. He actually had to go to a shop to install his bumper because he did the tire carrier, which I'm gonna do too. And there's also a second video, a guy from I don't know where he's from, but his channel is called Burns Travels. He's got 121 subscribers. He's the one, he shows a video on the installation, but his rear bumper, it's pretty similar, but his bumper is the first generation. He also has the video on the tire carrier too. I'm gonna show you how to do both things. They sold separately. They're very expensive, but it's worth the money, I'm telling you guys. So let's go check that out. I'm gonna show you what to do, and let's get on it. All right guys, this is the bumper, okay, the Xrc Smittybilt. It's still rated. It's got the hooks for your dead rings. The first thing you want to do on this installation is you want to attach the LEDs that it comes with it. I'm gonna show you because there's no instructions on how to do this. They provide with these 2 bulbs here, right? 1 and 2. So these 2 bulbs right here, okay? This is the bracket. This is the bracket, and the bracket comes with the 2 holes. Also, the bumper has 2 holes, so that's how you attach the LED lights. A closer look. This is the bulb. This is the bracket. This is the bracket. This is the pins that it holds in place the LED lights, which I don't like that design. It's very poor design. For the money that we pay for this bumper, I'm expecting a lot more than this. All right, the same thing on the other side. Okay, these 2 bulbs right here. Now I'm gonna flip the bumper so you have an idea what it looks like. These are the plates that is gonna be mounting the rear bumper on your rear frame. That's the other plate right there. Okay, this is the lights that I was telling you. They install on the rear bumper. That's how it looks when it's finished. Okay, so right after the first step is just to take your OEM, the stock bumper, which I did. And then what I did is, install the LED lights, right? And after that, I move on, because I have the tire carrier, I move on into install this. I'm gonna show you a video of this in just a few minutes to how to install it. these are the OEM bulbs. You know, they 10 millimeters. There are 8 of them. Once you take the stock one, you put this plate on, and it'll do it like that. Okay, so it comes with these 2 plates, right? Look at the, pay attention to this hole, because this hole has to be in the back, okay? Because this is the hole that is gonna be holding the other plate. Oh, this one right here. You see this one? This is the one, it's gonna go inside here, and it's this pivot thing is gonna go through this hole, and on that hole is gonna go the tire mounting or the tire bracket. Okay, so one more time, you just gotta line these 2 holes with these 2 holes right here. Okay, I'll show you. And remember, this hole has to be in the back. So you stick it in and you just line out the holes like this. See that? 1, 2. Okay? That's on the passenger side. On the driver's side, this comes the hard part. Okay? This was very easy. But this is a little too hard because this thing bounces all over inside. Once you try to put the hex bolts in here, this is what's gonna happen. Look, again, you're just gonna line the holes. But when you try to put the bulbs, this is what's gonna happen. And the bulbs are not long enough to reach in the back once you have the this plate for the rear bumper. Okay, so I just gonna, this is what I'm trying to do. They give you these thin metal rods to play with these 2 or to install them. So I'm not going to install this on this side. There's one. They supply with 2 of these. One is to install this, so it makes your life a lot easier. And this is the one. It's gonna go. If you follow me with this, it has to go inside here through the hole that is inside. And you need to attach this plate you don't have to tie this up, but you have to, you know, attach this. And you, again, come in on this side, you gotta attach this and like that. See, the holes are perfectly lined up. And then this plate, it comes with a hole. I'll show you what the hole looks like. This hole. So here you have to drill a hole. You gotta put a bit inside here, a drill bit. So when you have it like this, you're gonna drill a hole into the rear frame, and this thing is gonna, you're gonna put the nut in here. You're gonna put the bolt through here, through the hole you're gonna drill, and it's gonna lock it to here. And then you're just gonna cut this, okay? Because if you don't do this right now, when you put the bumper, you're not gonna be able to, you can still drill the hole, but you're not gonna have a nut inside the rear frame, so then your bolt can thread into this bolt, into this nut, I'm sorry. So what this is gonna give you more support. You're actually gonna have 3 supports, 1, 2, and 1 on the bottom to give you that extra support. So let me put this in and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is the pivot plate. I don't know if I'm calling this in the right way. The pinion bracket, maybe, I don't know. So they want you to install this, and this the way you install this is just put these 2 nuts right here. I'm sorry, these 2 hex bolts, right? And then they go through the box that I told you to install, right? You see that? The bolts are going through. All right, so if you look at underneath here, there's 1 hole, right? This is the half inch. I got the drill bit right here already set. So you gotta drill a hole here, right? And after you have this hole here, you're gonna insert another hex bolt. Where are they? Pass me one. It's not this one, but just to give you a demonstration. Once you get this hole into the rear frame, you're gonna put this hex bolt through here, and it's gonna line up with the hole inside there. So let's do and drill this hole. All right, guys, so you see I got the drill bit all the way through, from the hole through the pivot or the pinion bracket into the rear frame. Okay. So now what they want you to do is just to have this thing inside here so that you can secure. You just gotta play it to install this. Okay, this thing is gonna go like this. Okay, this through here and this through here. Okay, I'm gonna show you that in a minute. But what I'm telling you guys is you gotta play with this tin metal rod and with the nut plate inside, and you put this other hex bolt here. Now that right now it's just hand tight. You wanna take a look at this? All right, so it goes in through here, and I got the nut plate inside, and this is just to give you support, and then you can play, so you don't have to be sticking your hand inside with all the chips, the metal chips inside. That's not a joke. All right, so I think I got it. We're just gonna tighten this up. I just want to make sure everything fits. All right, it looks okay. Now we're just gonna have to cut this. Why you have to do this step? It's just because when you put the rear bumper, there's no way for you to insert a nut, because this is gonna be covered with the rear bumper, and you're not gonna have access to put this hex bolt to give you more support. Okay, so you know, just this is not a real hard steel. You know, it's very, you know, moderate. You know, you can actually cut it with a pair of pliers. We did cut it. This is the other end. Okay, so just cut it. You know, I don't think this is gonna interrupt with the bumper. Now we're just gonna take everything apart, because those plates right here, they're gonna go into here, but you need these two bulbs. Are you following me? You need these two bulbs. So the plate from the rear bumper is gonna get here. It's gonna make a sandwich with this in the rear frame. Okay, so we're just gonna take this apart. So right now we are ready to install the rear bumper. Okay, we took off these two holes right here. I don't think the hex bolts, I don't think we're gonna have to uninstall this, because there's no way for me to install this metal thin rod with the nut plate to have that one secure. Okay, so we're just gonna try that on to put this on. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're gonna try to see if we can install the rear bumper like that. This is very heavy. You need two people to do this. Actually, try to mount it like this. Let's put it down. Okay, so we try to install the bumper with this pivot pinion plate, and it didn't work. That's the nut plate inside. I don't know if you can see it, but then we're just gonna secure the nut plate with a wire like this, so it'll stay in place, because there's no way to put the rear bumper with this thing attached to the rear frame. So let's give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Good. So this is our second attempt to install this, but there is a problem here. If we put the bumper in first, we don't have access to these metal nut. So what we're trying to do here, we're just gonna secure that in first, the driver side first, and then we can just kind of pivot this way out. So another person could be playing with the plate here and inserting the nut, attaching this piece in first. See if that works. So let's do this. Right now we're just gonna attach this. It goes like this. Okay? Now I'm gonna hold it so you can put the nuts. Okay? And you tell me if I have to lift it or what.
Just adjust it.
Okay? If you remember on this side, the plate moves all over the place inside the rear frame. So you have to push it from this side. There's a hole in the bottom. I can't show you that. But then there's a hole here. So you can push the plate to the rear frame. So when you put the hex bolt, it doesn't move all over the place inside. It's hard to do this. Alright, that was a success.
Can I look
We
at
got one. Rest a little bit. Yeah, rest. You can rest. See that, guys? So the trick is there is a hole here, right? So what I'm doing is I'm pushing this plate that it goes inside the rear frame to push it against the rear frame. So then the metal plate inside the rear frame, it doesn't move because I'm pushing it. So for me pushing this plate, I can just go ahead and put this hex bolt in, and that's how we do it. We're gonna put the second one. That should be a lot easier. We got the two hex bolts inside, guys. We're just gonna make a little tie. All right, lift it. I'm just gonna make them a little bit loose. All right, that's loose. Okay. So hopefully you have access on the other side. Okay. Here's the tricky part, guys.
Can move over there?
All right, so this is that way we're doing. We're gonna pivot this way out so we can have access to the metal pin, play with it, and insert this bolt. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. All right, guys. What we did here, it was just secure that side, and then on this side we actually try to pivot out so we can play with that metal route and put the screw inside, but it didn't work. All right, guys, we tried many times different ways. I couldn't figure it out. This is the thing that you have to be inside. Pulling this out this way doesn't work, because once you pull this out, you pull in this metal plate with the pivot, pinion bracket. That thing, the entire thing moves out. So once you have it all out, the hole that I drill in the rear frame doesn't align with this plate. So it's impossible for me to put the screw in here because the hole is not there. Why? Because we have this thing all the way out that way. I spoke to technical support and they say these things are going inside to put the screw in here, so then you can you have more support there, but it's not working. I put tape on it, it didn't work. I was gonna put a chunk of wood inside to make it in place. That didn't work well, so I have to take it apart again. For now I just give up. and then we're just gonna continue with the installation with only these two holes right here. Hex bolts, one here and the other one goes in here. Very poor design, Smittybilt. You gotta figure it out something else, because this thing is not working, or I just don't know how to do it. But there's no way to have this in and hold it in place, because this thing moves. And what's happening here is the same thing what's happening on the other side. When you go from underneath and do this thing is just gonna lift here like this, so it's not catching up the thread in the nut. So that's why that's what's happening here. Okay, so like I say, I give up on this thing. You know, at first we tried this thing to hold it like this. We had this thing inside the rear frame. We're holding it through the pivot pinion bracket into the rear frame, and then we're gonna hold it like this. But like I say before, you know, we were trying to hold it like this inside so we can put this thing in, but it didn't work. So Smittybilt just gotta figure it out something else. That's garbage, doesn't work. I couldn't make it to work. The other two guys, I didn't see that they did it either. So we're just gonna make this tight. This is an 18mm hex bolt. Pretty tight. You know, try to get on a range like this, because it's gonna make your life a lot easier, because in a regular socket it'll be so difficult for you to have it in here. You need a very low profile range, you know, like this. Okay, let's see on the other side. Let's take a look. So Smittybilt, you got 0 on that one. No, you gotta do a better job on that. Or what you can do, I'm gonna tag you on this video I'm making, and you need to reply me with a video, because your instructions are not good. You know, for the money that customers are paying for this, you guys need to work this out and make a better instructions. Right. See how easy it is just to do it with this range. Very simple, guys. Do yourself a favor getting one of these ranges. All right, I need muscles here. Gotta put it to work. Look at this guy, he should be in the Olympics. Okay, that should be enough. All right, so the installation on the rear bumper, it's almost done. Okay, in fact, put this level just to make sure it was nice and straight. So it is straight. Okay, so right after you finish with everything up there, you know, the last or the next step you have to do is to secure your toe, your hitch, because you know there's 4 of these. So the way you do it, come here, I show you. You need these plates. You actually have 2 plates of these. So there's 2 openings here, one here and one here. The 2 screws here and 2 screws here. So we have to use a jacket in a piece of 2x4. Okay, you see that? Just to make it level, because for some reason it wasn't level. So these holes from the bumper wasn't aligned with the rear frame. So right now it's aligned. So I'm gonna show you how to do one, and then you're gonna have to do the same thing for the other one. So hold it like this with the nuts away from you. Stick it inside there. Okay, finally I got it. Let's move into the other one. Let me hand tie this first. Okay. Just gonna tighten it, not too crazy, but enough. Don't mind my hand, guys, but you know. Okay, so that's it. That's the installation of this too. You know, same thing. You're gonna have to put the plate inside here. I don't have it right now, and then you're gonna have to put these 2 bolts in. All right. Do the same thing on this side, and then after that, we're just gonna have to put the plate in here to hold this in place. The installation of this bad boy is complete. Very difficult. This is the one we couldn't install on this side, on this hole. So we only got 2. They recommend to have 3 hex bolts for support, for maximum support on that side. We couldn't do it, but this is it, guys. All right, this is the installation of this Xrc rear bumper. I'm gonna stop here for now because getting these 2 plates custom paint actually is powder coated. So I'm gonna show you on the next video how it looks with this. Okay.